Yeah, time is about this is 5:50 at 5:50 a.m. 27th of July. I just finished recording a video about why people should adapt the beginner mindset, the benefits of it, and basically the benefits. I think it's more philosophical ideas, benefits and tips to use to have the beginner mindset. Right now, today is Saturday. Today is a Saturday, is a weekend. We're expecting some of the team members to come into the office so we can touch on some topics because regarding the marketing, we are already gaining momentum. The momentum it would be very very nice if we could. If with the momentum, it would be very very nice if we could keep it up and make it better because we're getting to the stage where we have to optimize our marketing. So yes, we are figuring things out. We're not going to lie that everything is going on smoothly, but we want to make it better. And we've promised ourselves that after about 30 days of consistency, we are going to switch and start paying for ads on Google, Facebook, precisely the Facebook network. And then from there, mix it up with cold calling and see how we can expand. We really feel like in the upcoming few months, we want to get our first 200 customers. With our 200 customers, we have promised to take 100% and double down on sales. That is nothing fancy. Sales, 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 sales. Then um, aggressive sales for 6 months. After aggressive sales, we want to push heavy on enterprise sales. So that's it. I really do not care if somebody asked. I was asked not to say this in public, but I kind of realized that it'd be very funny for someone to see my to see my tips on the business I'm building. I think it will work for him because there are reasons behind our strategy, and it's not be wise if someone just adapt it like that. So um, that's it. I think I'll prefer coming up. I prefer documenting my day in bits rather than wait till the night. I think that makes more sense. It will help it to become much more easier, and then I'll be giving you guys updates back to back. Maybe I might even try this attempt of just that I need a stronger tripod or a phone that makes it easier for me to record content on, so that it's I can like get things done. So thank you very much. Talk to you soon, and bye for now.
Like so, it's about 2 o'clock, 2 p.m., and then the team just left. The major topic of our meeting today was to talk about how they can make this whole content creation thing easy. Although they kind of like want to use AI to create content. For me, I'm of the opinion that we shouldn't use AI. AI can assist us, but we should be able to craft content, we as human beings. And it's crazy that after tweaking and tweaking and tweaking, there are only a few topics that AI keeps juggling around. Yeah, I was able to like give them new prompts, new ways of creating prompts that could help them create different topics. But I just feel like I may have to sit down and create topics from my head because, and something came to my head. What came to my mind is the thought that is mind breeze. It's a thought that these guys have most likely never run a business before. So it's particularly going to be very difficult to see business problems from the perspective of the business owner. And then instead of having this shallow idea of just creating content, I have run family business before. That is, I have like first hand experience. So I think I understand the real problems they face. And why this came to me today was because one of the team members had or is trying to bring a business on board, and the business owner told the person the problem that he's facing in his business, and she was thinking that we could solve him. My partner was also thinking that we can solve the problem. I said originally, what we currently have might assist but will not solve that problem. So it was at that moment that I discovered that a lot of these business owners have staff problems. And then it would also make sense if we can also once in a while touch on those topics that they have, touch on those problems that they have with their staff. I mean, for example, um, well, let me put this into a better context. A lot of Nigerians go to work with a very funny attitude, and then it's most likely not in the business owner's favor when they bring those attitudes to work. Sometimes it's detrimental to the business. Like, for example, is sometimes they come with the idea of how to steal from the boss or how to damage the business, or sometimes they don't come to pour in their best efforts into their business. I kind of figured that, and I have run a business that. So one thing I keep saying is that any business that has to do with interpersonal relationship has more to do with the people than the service itself. So what that means is, if you bring two hotels, because I manage the hotel, if you bring two hotels together, and one hotel has the better equipment, the latest gadgets, but these people have the better people, the better staff. The people with the better staff, the more qualified staff, will be the ones to have more customers, to have loyal customers. And I discovered this with the business I managed some years back. Is that while I was there, and I don't say this sometimes, I look at it and I see it as bragging, but then on the other hand, it was based on the effort of I, the manager, and like I said, the people. It's the people, not the product, not the service itself. Because the people create the perception of the service. That's one thing I heavily factored. So one thing I also considered is that if I give these people every single thing they need to deliver on this service, we did do that. So what that means is I made sure the service itself was what it could be. That is, in almost all areas, they were barely lax. So is this person in the right department? Is this person the right person the customers should be interacting with at these spots? So what that means is, as a business owner or business manager, I kind of made sure I played my part in terms of managing the business as a structure. Step one. Step two is I took a step back and asked myself, yeah, is there any way that this particular person can shape how the entire service is being viewed? And when obviously answers, it's not a thing where you have to brainstorm and sit down. You brainstorm for a moment and just write down the answers and give up. Just watch the daily answers pop up almost every single day. So it's not what you get overnight, but knowing fully well that you're working towards a goal and the people have equal goal. Then now something else I factored in is the fact that in Nigeria we have what is called a gifting culture. When I say gifting culture, what that means is if I go to a restaurant and I really love the service or the tipping, I tip. I tip like, and like if I love how every part of my interaction went smooth, I try to tip every single point, every single touch, and then knowing that I tip, this is where it got interesting. And then I could tell who the best workers are using this is from the tips they got. So we make the service very good. We put the best people in the best places. And when I mean best people in the best places, the person who is more interactive goes to the front desk. The person who is more attractive and interactive goes to the front desk. The people who are much more reserved go to places that, because it's their nature to be reserved, go to places that don't really involve customer interaction. So person who is at the front desk is attractive and well spoken and interactive, jovial. Even we removed the particular guy Very, very funny guy. He was like a complete joker, interactive. He can lighten anybody's day. And he was in the housekeeping role slash porter role. And I could tell that that guy was getting a lot of tips. And mind you, and it was a win-win for everybody. The service is good. They are very polite and friendly with customers. And the customer in turn, mind you, they never tipped me as a manager. But one thing I enjoyed is them being tipped. And I kid you not, some of them were working with, some of them in a week will work even with the entire salary for the month. And that gave me joy because I could see that these guys in themselves are pouring in good effort. And the more effort they pour in, the better it is for the business. So everybody wins. The customer wins because he gets what he's paying for, and if he likes it, the staff win because we created the environment for them to be polite and flourish. And the last part is yeah, rather the three people appreciated the staff, the staff, the customer, and the business. And in turn, like I said, everybody was happy, business continued. And where I'm going to is with this framework, with this thing that I'm talking about that I put in place in the month of July of that year, for the 30 days or 31 days in July, I guess, we only had 2 days where we were not sold out. And I say sold out is where we had one or two rooms left. That's in just 3 days, I guess. But that means in 28 days, we had full 100%. I mean, that was even the period where we oversold rooms, not overbooked, oversold. And it's a shady, but watch now. Let me just go. Let me just say how I oversold it because it's a high chance if you're watching this video, you're probably in the future, and what I don't care. So there are about 26 rooms in the branch I was with. So 26 rooms. What that means is we can't sell beyond 26 staff, right? Well, knowing that we're fully booked, some people will choose to come in the evening. Now, because anytime somebody books a room, we like to ask, what is your expected time of arrival? So people will say, oh, I'm coming into town around 6, 7, 8 p.m. Then some people will come like in the mornings and like, please, I just need a place to rest my head. I don't intend to stay beyond 4 p.m. Then it became business that, hold on, this guy has already paid for the room. He's coming back by 6, 7, 8. Why not you just sell this room to this person who is already here? As in, since he'll be leaving before this person comes in. So, and sometimes they could pay like either the full rate or half the rate. And that was good business. Very good because, like I said, for us to put your booking for the evening, you must have paid beforehand. People were paying ahead. People were paying days ahead. People are paid weeks ahead. And it boils down to everything, like I say, is you have a good service, you have the good people, and you create the right environment as a business owner. Trust me, that formula would always work. So, yep, and that's why I believe that after creating wealth in like these fast-paced industries, I definitely am going to open a lot of shops that have to do with a lot of businesses that have to do with interpersonal relationships because, like I said, the people are the real service itself, not the service. Not the people are the ones who shape the perception of the service, and that's what I think business owners should look at. They look at how can they create a good service, how can I get the right people to create the right impression for the customers, and then yeah, and how can I create an environment where the customer, the business, and the team members, are all happy together. So thank you very much. And then I really wish I documented that journey. That is why I'm currently working on this journey and documenting it. Because if I worked on that journey, everything would have been super interesting. So please, I want to go back to like watch some videos I got from YouTube. The current video I'm watching is how authentic creators are creating actual better content. The likes of Sam Sulek, I think it's Lazy Wiz, and Hamza because I'm just documenting my journey. At the same time, I have the main channel where I create my content. This is just to document my journey. So much zero intention. I want people to see how I was thinking when I was this age, when I was processing this information, what was going through my head, and also that's it. Thank you very much. I really hope to be doing this at just different times. I just turn on the camera, plug in my mic, and I speak. So I really do not have to think on a lot of things. I just sit down and think. So that's it for now. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. And bye for now. Hi, good evening. The time is 9:11 p.m. And then ever since I've been like researching a lot of topics, just basically like my regular weekend study. I mean, I still work over the weekends, but I use the weekends for more like things like ideation, creativity, study. But my weekends are heavily on studying. I tried to work today, but I figured that I might as well use this current situation on my internet to basically catch up on contents that I have piled over the months that I have not yet watched. Because I discovered that I think it's ADHD, and something that I would say is something to be embarrassed about, but after seeing that a lot of great people had it, it's not something I think I should be bothered about anymore. So that being said, I take that upon myself to like start ticking off a lot of content. So I have taken up about well over 10 gig of content plus those I think I have watched before. I felt like I have not yet understood. I took them again, but this time around I am taking notes on my Obsidian. I've taken notes on my Obsidian. So for some of the content that I'm watching, that involves me doing like a practice, like a or rather an exercise. I plan to do them tomorrow, but today's agenda is simply just to consume to basically to so when I'm writing my notes, what I'm mostly writing is how do I currently see this point? Is it a point that I think I agree with? If the point that I agree with, or a point that I take notes on, then I take notes on those points. Because it's not like I'm writing the notes from what they're saying, but no, I take the points, I bring it together with maybe someone like Jordan Peterson's points, or Marcus Aurelius, or Napoleon Hill, or Seneca, or Viktor Frankl, Mark Manson. Basically, bring it together, put them together, ask myself if I've tried something before. And this process is amazing because I figured that as a man in the 21st century, you only need, if you're to need two things, if I need two things, or maybe one, the first thing I tell men is you need understanding. And for you to get understanding, you will need to practice. So you need to study and study and study. But some things can't be gotten by study alone. You need to remove what works from what doesn't work. Or better still, find out what works for you. And to do that, you need practice, you need application to get deeper context because a lot of advice that flies on the internet, some of them are very good, but because the person who is giving the advice doesn't have the real experience or doesn't have the proper context, the audience misses out a lot of some things. And please forgive me today. I just felt like grabbing on whiskey and some virgin mojito, and I just having something because I found to like my goal is to probably take down 10 to 15 videos this evening and give my version of those notes. So hopefully, because I want to start creating raw content. I've kind of discovered that I have more ideas than I can possibly sit down to create. But I want situations where the thought comes to me, I sit down and I say them. I give my take on that point. In the same way, when I was first consuming today, I discovered that if there's anything you can ask for in life, what you need is understanding. Understanding of everything. And to get understanding, you need to study. And for you to study, you need to you need to seek knowledge. And to seek knowledge is to seek first. So to start the seeking process, you're going to have to search. And to search, you're going to have to ask questions. And yes, you see some answers. A lot of the answers will be misleading. That's why you will need real life practice to put everything into context on what works or what doesn't work, and better still, what works for you. So I think like that. And one other thing when I was going through this content, these videos, I discovered that the act of me speaking to the camera or the motivation behind it now feels different because I am enjoying the process. I'm no longer seeing it as a thing that I have to do, a thing that I just get to do. I just enjoy the process. It's like going to the gym. Well, for me, it was more like what I had to do to get to where I thought I would be in life, which is the military. But later still, it turned out to be a very good habit I kept to me. So now, knowing fully well that I am going to be creating content for for maybe almost my entire life, because the idea is, and I think it's Danko that's giving me a different perspective to this, where I have the future I'm going towards, which I think is a great future. And it would be very nice if I see people who believe in that future, probably want it for themselves. So I am just moving across and I'm documenting the journey. That's how I see it. So yeah, I think I really, really buy into that idea. So after my other video, I think I had lunch. Then from my lunch, I took a nap. I took a nap. After my nap, I watched some videos and I went for a walk. No phone. I only took my phone with me because I needed to I was expecting some calls. But regardless, no earphones, just be on my thoughts. See what's happening around the country. Experience. That is, I was completely present and enjoying the walk while I was walking. So when I got back, I realized my neighbors were outside and they were just discussing about different things. And then I got into the conversation. We started talking about the upcoming protest. And I asked myself, this protest is very, very risky. It has the potential to shape the entire nation. It has the potential to shape the entire nation. Or it may just be used to pass a message saying that we have observed you for a while and we are sick and tired of what you have been doing. So I kind of feel like this should be a wake-up call for them to act as leaders and not act as people who are solely there to be puppets or solely there for the sake of just being there, occupying space in the house. Because I think recently one senator just passed on, I think yesterday night. This is quite sad because my dad knew him. They had a couple of deals together, but like my dad, the fact that you've dealt with him doesn't mean that he holds on to you or he feels like you must deal it later in the future. They probably knew each other, did a couple of things together, but life happens, they move their separate ways, no issues, and then when my dad speaks about him, he had nothing negative to say, and that's something good about my dad. It's really not his business. So sorry for digressing, but that's why it hits me that this man just passed. He was 50 something, rich, like very very rich, very very. My dad told me how he built his house in his hometown, about three buildings in the compound. How in his first election that he won, how he was there beside him and everything, and yeah, basically, sure. And this man just passed. Then shortly after, I saw a video of a very popular internet guy talking about what is this life for? Why do we try to amass such amount of wealth? And then I asked myself, why try to get rich? Why try to be better? Then a question comes to me. So some answers come to me and say, no, you don't have to be rich. Well, you don't even have to be above average. But however, you were selected for a reason. Because by being rich, mind you, if I when I pass, I can't take anything with me, but it's not about me. It's about the people who would later become inspired that things are possible. It's the people whose lives the money can touch. Because I feel like me getting to that wealth status, I would heavily invest in Africans, not the African infrastructure, but the Africans themselves. Me standing at that global stage would make the whole world, or would make Africans wake up that they too can do it. And I think that is the real joy. Knowing that I did it so that other Africans can believe it's possible. And that's all they need, they believe. So that's something that keeps me obsessed. It's like the man to run a mile under 4 minutes did it. And magically high school students were doing it because he unlocked a belief. So that's something that keeps me going. Something that I kind of constantly tell myself. Over and over and over again. That getting rich is not about me. It's not about me because at the end of the day, I don't entirely think I would eat anything outside of my normal food. I mean, normal food is. I'm not entirely interested in eating anything that I'm not practically eating now. Instead of maybe just focus majorly to be more on protein, maybe some toys because, like I said, I like the Rolls Royce. I like those fancy cars. I like the luxurious cars. I'm not going to pretend I don't like. I like them. But to be very realistic, I know that when I get to where I want to get in life, those things may become fleeting. Will become fleeting. Like okay, it's like when we obsess over a phone, we get the phone. At some point, there's nothing sparkling about the phone anymore. Sometimes you can even leave the phone. I leave my phone at places that I forget once in a while. So that's how I see this life as we come we come to execute plans that are of the creator. So yes, that's my belief, and there's a reason those dreams and ideas were given to me. And it's like what Rick Rubin says about creativity. That if you have this idea of consciousness, you get to realize that you are a channel of which creativity is expressed through. And if those ideas come to you, they come to you and you don't want them, well, it's okay. It will move on to someone else. It will not need you anymore. And that idea has made me rethink the way I see creativity and the universe and divine consciousness. Everything, bro, everything comes together and they begin to make perfect sense. Absolutely, perfect sense. Um, so that's, I think, the essence of life. So we cannot control when we live because at the end of the day, not a single soul has dodged death. But we should choose more something to embrace because some days I just imagine you can live as healthy as you want to live, but the people who close their eyes and did not wake up, despite the fact that they had very good vital signs right before going to sleep. So in that very essence, why are we bothered? I mean, yes, we should not go out doing a bunch of stupid things that we know are risky, knowing fully well that we don't want to commit. I'll look for a term for that later on. So, which knowing and seeing this, seeing that, getting the news of this politician person, like I said, made me rethink, made me realize some things basically. Maybe we think some things basically. So on the topic of the protest, I would believe that I'll kind of hope that it's very peaceful and that the government sees it to be as a warning sign because I don't entirely think this government, I mean the Nigerian government or even any African government has seen any real sign. I mean, apart from what's happening in Kenya right now. They have not had much of a warning sign because I will assume that the message should be simple. But although I feel like even though the protest is successful, it will just be a short-term solution. What we need is a long-term solution. And one long-term solution I think it's two approaches that have to happen at once. Well, I think it may be three suggestions. One, in a place like Nigeria, you need a form of regional government. Second is we need an idea of a strong idea of patriotism. I know fully well that I wanted to join the army. To this very day, I try my possible best to stand at ease when I hear the national anthem because I was told to do that when I was small. Whenever I have that image of a soldier and I hear the national anthem, I should stand still. But I've seen situations where I have seen police officers keep walking by despite the fact they can hear the national anthem. So that's why it makes me question if what I was taught in my primary school was true or not. I know that to this day, when I hear it, I stand where I am. I'm not stand at things not to look awkward, but I stay aside and I stand. And I hum the national anthem in my head. I'm not saying this because I want to prove that I'm bigger than others. Nah. Like I said, it's a personal choice because I wanted to be a soldier. So I think that I willingly upheld within myself, not to wear as a badge of honor. But then the third aspect is we need to see leadership not as a centralized thingy, but as a thing that happens at a communal level. So what that means is if we have a way where we have grievances, I will take the grievances to somebody who lives 20 minutes close to us. That person knows how to get to the next level of government to pass the message across. And then to get the next level, which I believe what I'm referring to is now is the local government or the LCDAs. If we have a situation where we hold our local governors accountable, those people will be easier to reach to the governor, and from the governor, reach to the appropriate offices or destinations. That is what I think should be done as a long-term solution where we are holding them accountable, knowing fully well that. And I think seeing and I'm thinking that is what the current president is trying to achieve. But on the other hand, I think he has some political ambition along those lines. That is the major reason he wants to give power to the local government. It's called divide and conquer, but I think he's playing the game for the next election. But I think he has to handle current situations. He needs something to handle current situations. For me, people ask me questions like, "Am I not bothered?" I say, "Well, I'm bothered," but I think looking at how I have set up myself, I am pretty confident that I'll be alright. I have made myself pretty valuable. I have some clients that pay me till today, which I would say I'm grateful for. And this is offline. This is like done for you service. I believe that with the current actions I'm taking, very soon I'll get a status of um, do it yourself. That is maybe creating courses, creating communities, having online monetization that is from a wide audience globally. But for now, my clients are local and they pay me enough to take care of myself. So that's been my saving grace. So for me, I kind of feel like Nigeria will get better. And seeing that Nigeria has always been a place for different people, the poor, the middle class, the rich, I feel I'll be fine. So well, and now I'm back. I'm trying to do like 10 to 15 videos before I go to bed today. I know tomorrow I just want to like script videos tomorrow, probably record two tomorrow. I have like at least 10 or 12 long form videos I have not released. I want to be releasing them three a week. So I know I'll be recording for the future. That way, that's good consistency. And because I also hire an assistant, he'll be helping me to chop up the videos, the long forms, to post on short form platforms. At the same time, I'll get to also create content for the short form platforms. That's something that I'm currently working towards. So um thank you very much. That's it. I just stick here as my public journal documenting my day. And if you are new, I have main channel which is Stone Oraya, where I kind of like tell my audience, give them tips on how to improve their relationships, their mindsets, their health. For now, I really can't say money because I've not quote unquote made any amount of money that is super sufficient. I would say I've discussed about some money issues recently. Maybe you may have come across video recently. So that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. See you later. Or you'll hear from me soon.